Well, President-elect Donald Trump has once again stunned the media and political establishment by announcing Stephen Bannon, the former head of Breitbart News, as the chief White House strategist. The move immediately condemned by groups like the Southern Poverty Law Center because Bannon, they say, promotes white supremacy. So what is true about Stephen Bannon and white nationalism? Let's give it a reality check. Well, the first two appointments made by President-elect Donald Trump for his new administration are his White House Chief of Staff, Reince Priebus, and his chief White House strategist, Stephen Bannon. Now, no one seems to care about Priebus, but Bannon's appointment has created a huge outcry. Groups like the Southern Poverty Law Center are pushing back, and even conservative media figures like Glenn Beck are saying that Bannon has no place in the White House. SPLC President Richard Cohen says that Mr. Trump's selection of Mr. Bannon makes a mockery of his first commitment to the American people as president-elect, to bind the wounds of division. In Mr. Bannon, he has tapped a man who has fanned the flames of division by providing a platform for racism, xenophobia, misogyny, and anti-Semitism. It's shocking. Now, to be clear, despite the numerous statements, news stories, and claims that Stephen Bannon is anti-Semitic, a misogynist, racist, I've not been able to find any statements or articles from Bannon that support that. What I have found is that every reference to Bannon is less about him, more about what he's done with Breitbart News since taking it over after the death of Andrew Breitbart. Most claims about Bannon actually deal with the platform that he has constructed at Breitbart for what is known as the alt-right. Ben Shapiro, the former editor-in-chief of Breitbart, who quit earlier this year, wrote this about Bannon's shift toward the alt-right, saying, quote, "Breitbart has become the alt-right go-to website, with Milo Yiannopoulos pushing white ethno-nationalism as a legitimate response to political correctness, and the comments section turning into a cesspool for white supremacist meme makers." Now, for his part, Stephen Bannon has proudly said that Breitbart has become the platform for the alt-right, or the alternative right. But what does that mean? The alt-right is a term that was coined by a white nationalist by the name of Richard Spencer. Spencer, who yesterday was purged from Twitter, by the way, is the founder of the Virginia-based National Policy Institute. It's a white nationalist think tank. Spencer, who makes no apologies for being a white nationalist, says that the alt-right movement is made up of those who feel deeply alienated, intellectually, even emotionally, and spiritually from American conservatism. So the alt-right movement is a white nationalist movement, right? Well, no, that's not really true either. Start digging into the alt-right movement, and without question, you're going to find that yes, there absolutely is a presence of white nationalism. But where media is getting the story wrong is to assume that the alt-right is primarily white supremacy, because it's not. In fact, it's very difficult to figure out the alt-right because it mostly consists of a variety of people who are, among other things, anti-globalist, nationalist, anarcho-capitalist, concerned about big banks, overregulation, white males who believe that political correctness has run amok and don't have a voice in modern American society. But what you need to know is that more than anything, from what I have found, the alt-right is made up of those who want to see a decentralization of powers, political powers, corporate and banking powers, as well as media power, even military power. Without question, there are white nationalists as a part of the alt-right, and there is a dark element to it. But there's a dark element to just about every kind of political faction. To claim that the alt-right are only or even mostly white nationalists, well, that's why media once again is using labels to smear something that it does not understand, rather than trying to actually understand it. That's Reality Check. Let's talk about that on Twitter.